Hello, my name is Aleisha, and this is the Nurse RX. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. So, I have been getting quite a few comments, emails, things over on Instagram, YouTube in regards to, hey Aleisha, where have you been? We need some updates. How's your husband doing? How are you doing? Can you do a video about this content? I have this going on. Are you able to elaborate in the video? I am back now. I've had a lot of stuff going on. My husband is still on the mends with his prostate cancer, so he's been doing some consultations and things in regards to that nature. What else is going on here? As far as myself, I started to plan my summer. I'm like, I'm with this done, son's out on summer vacation. Let's get rocking, let's get rolling, let's get moving. Had a whole summer planned for us. And then my health started to decline at the top of the summer break. So this now has been going on for about 3.5, going on 4 weeks. This has been going on for quite some time now. I'm on the maybe like 75% tail end of this, but I don't know yet until I follow up with some specialists. But let me catch you up. Let me rewind back and catch you up on what has been going on with me. So all of this started for me at the middle of June. I started to develop like a slight congestion in my nose, was having really bad headaches. I'm like, what the heck? It's like June, what's going on? Whenever I think about getting colds or flus, I think winter, fall, especially winter time, germs being passed around. I'm like, nobody gets a cold in the summertime. That's not a cold. That's not a cold. So at this point, the congestion starts in my nose, severely bad headaches. It starts to go to my throat. My throat became very, 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 very sore. So I'm taking the test. You know what test I'm taking? I'm doing those back to back. Everything's come back negative. I'm like, okay, good. So I'm good on that front. What the heck is going on with me? I tell my husband, I tend to have sinus issues. Sometimes it'll give me sinusitis, and when my sinusitis hits, it's a wrap. Everything is pretty much done. It's never good for me. So I tell my husband, I'm gonna go to the store. I need some Mucinex. I need to break up this congestion because it's too much. At this point, my voice is gone. I can't even talk. My voice is gone. It's shattered. I'm like this. So he's like, no, go to urgent care. I'm like, no, they never do anything. They always misdiagnose me. I'm not going back. But reluctantly, I went to urgent care. The first time I went to urgent care, I told them all my symptoms, what's going on with me. They tell me, you have an upper respiratory infection. I'm like, okay. So they put me on prednisolone, which is a steroid to help with the inflammation. And they also put me on Bromfed, which is a cough syrup to help me because I was coughing so much it was making my lungs hurt. But we'll circle back to the lungs part shortly. 4 days go by, my symptoms are getting worse. But remind you, on my first visit there, I tell them I need antibiotics. I need amoxicillin, just a regular broad spectrum to knock whatever is out. Those work very, very well for me. They refused to listen to me, even though I told them, I'm not just coming in here asking for antibiotics. I'm a healthcare professional. I know my body. I know what I need. And I'm not in there trying to play Google doctor like a lot of people do. I'm actually going in there with medical knowledge to back up what I have. She was like, no, you're okay. Just take this medication. You'll be fine. 4 days later, my symptoms get worse. At this point, everything has pushed down to my lungs. It feels as though I have glue in my lungs. I'm like, oh God, I'm trying to cough. Nothing's moving. It feels as though I have super glue in my lungs, and every time I try to break it up or cough, or that thick Elmer's glue, it just moves a tiny little bit and just goes back down. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Super miserable. The fatigue was out of this world. Could not move. I feel like I'm missing out on my son's summer break, trying to be as proactive with him as possible. Nothing is moving. Nothing is working. Everything is just, oh my God. So back to urgent care I go. Well, first I tried to call urgent care to speak with someone to let them know, hey, this is what's going on with me. Can I please speak with someone? I was just there 4 days ago. Can I speak with someone in regards to getting me an antibiotic or something, anything, because it's getting worse. I didn't want to go back in there and spend another copay to tell them something that is wrong. So I go to urgent care again. No, when I called, they'll say someone will call you back. It's now like 8 hours later. No one has called me back. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I drive back up to urgent care, seen by another PA. The first time I was seen by a PA, the second time by a PA. Go up in there, a lady I've never seen before there. Explain to her what's going on. She's like, oh, it's just an upper respiratory infection. I'm like, ma'am, no, it's in my lungs. It's deep in my lungs, like almost touching my diaphragm. It's at the base of my lungs. It's not up here anymore. It's way down here, Miss PA, ma'am. No, you have an upper respiratory infection. You know, it's just moving. It'll get worse before it gets better. I'm like, that's not the case. So she said, well, let me give you a nebulizer treatment. I promise you, you'll feel better after that. She said, break up the junk in your chest. It'll start to come up. Continue with the meds you were on. I'm like, I'm almost done with those meds. I'm getting worse. I'm like, I think I have something else going on. Something is not right. I don't know what that is, but something is just not right. Please listen to me. Again, not playing Google doctor, like a lot of people tend to do, and put themselves at risk. I'm actually going in there with some medical knowledge because I would never put myself at risk or someone else at risk Googling symptoms. Google will kill you, okay? Even though I do use Google, but I'm using it based off the medical knowledge me already have. So she gives me a nebulizer treatment. I'm in there for like 30 minutes taking a nebulizer treatment. She comes back in. She said, how are you feeling? I'm like, worse. I don't feel well. Something's wrong. Please. I'm like, but even before she started the nebulizer treatment, I'm like, can you please do a chest x-ray? Something is not right. There's something going on here. She refused to do that initially. She was like, no, you just have an upper respiratory infection. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. After the nebulizer treatment, she comes back in. Hey, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm not doing well at all. It's worse. She's listening to me. She's like, oh, your wheezing has gotten bad. I can hear like whistling in your lungs that wasn't there before. I'm like, okay. And so she steps out of the room. She's like, I'm going to start you on antibiotics. This one is called doxycycline. It's, make sure you eat a lot of food with it. With any antibiotic, it can be pretty rough on your tummy. I'm like, okay, all right. So she leaves the room. I'm in the room coughing up a hailstorm. Like I am just coughing. I can't stop coughing. It's just something that just keeps happening automatically. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't help it. I can't do this. This is killing me. So within 15 minutes, she steps back in the room. Well, the doctor heard you coughing and she said something doesn't sound right. Why hasn't the doctor come into the room? That's what I'm thinking. If you have the PAs, I know you're overseeing the PAs, but you as the doctor have to come into the room and say something doesn't, let me have a second pair of ears. Let me listen to her lungs, see what's going on. Doctor never steps in the room. PA says doctor wants to order you a chest x-ray. What I asked for like an hour and a half ago at this point, because I'm in there for an hour and a half. Take the chest x-ray, come back. She says, yeah, I hate to inform you, but you have pneumonia. I'm like, okay. Take the antibiotic. Again, take it with something on your tummy. It's gonna be rough on your tummy. Make sure you take or eat a probiotic with it. So I do that. I go home. I start taking the doxycycline, which is twice a day for 10 days. Started the doxycycline, which is a very, very, very harsh antibiotic. It works to a certain degree, but it's very strong. And for me, it took a while to work, because even on the 7th day or something to that nature, I was like, oh God, I still feel horrible. I feel better than when I did, but I still feel really bad. In the course of taking my doxycycline antibiotic, I started to develop not gastro issues, as if what they say you'll have diarrhea, constipation, a mixture of that to make your tummy hurt or to make you other things. I'm like, I never had any of that. Any of that. I didn't have the diarrhea part. I know at this point, you guys, it's going to be TMI. So if you want to fast forward, you can do that. I developed constipation. I'm like, oh my God, this stuff is really making me constipated. So I started taking my probiotics with it, trying to get things moving. Kind of worked. It started to work and then it stopped working. I'm like, what's going on with my body? Something is really, really bad. I can't stop the medicine though, because that makes me feel worse. At this point, what's going on? At this point, I am just like, okay. The constipation then develops into upper abdominal pain right here, right underneath my diaphragm. And as many of you guys know, I had a hiatal hernia repair surgery 2 years ago, 2 years and 2 months ago. So I'm like, is something going on with my diaphragm? Like, why does my diaphragm hurt so bad? Into the course of taking my doxycycline, I woke up one night exactly at midnight. I was headed to the bathroom, and the most severe pain overcame my body. It started in my upper abdominal area, radiated towards my back. I was in a bent position for 2-3 hours, could not move, screaming for my husband, please, 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 come help me. I am really, 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 really sick. He runs in from the other room that he's at. I'm like, please bring my heating pad. I just happened somehow to make it to the kitchen to take some pain medication, because I'm like, let me just get through it. Let me get through it. Maybe it's just gas buildup. I don't know. So I take a pain pill. I was popping pain pills. I was popping my Lanta. I was doing everything I could because I was in that much pain. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't want to go to urgent care, ER, but something needs to give. He comes in there. He brings my heating pad. I tried to sit in the bed. Couldn't get in the bed. I got in the bed, but I could not get out of this bent position, because every time I tried to sit up, it was the most excruciating pain ever. So I laid on the bed for about 2 hours, bent over the side of the bed till the pain started to relieve itself. I finally get in bed with the heating pad on, and I said, I can't do this. I can't do it. Pain started to relieve itself. I can't remember. It was not the next day. It was a couple of days after that. I'm still not feeling well. My lungs are super, super, super junky. The upper abdominal pain is not as bad as it was that night, but it was still very, very, very much present. Extremely tender to the touch. Can't touch my upper abdominal area. Can't do anything at this point. We're driving to my son's after school activity, and my husband's like, let me just take you to the ER. I'm like, I gotta go to martial arts. He's getting tested for martial arts today. I can't, well, not getting tested, but he's getting his stripe today. I can't miss it. Somebody, I just, please. He's like, no, I'm dropping you off at ER. We will be back. Okay, I'll get everything I need for you. I'll get the pictures, the videos. And I'm like, okay, drop me off. It'll help expedite the process. So I get to the ER. I check in, go in there, do the standard EKG that they do on everybody. Get to the back, do the initial workup. How are you feeling? Bad, 10 out of 10. Do not recommend. Please help me. I'm like, I'm so nauseous, but I can't vomit because I've had hiatal hernia surgery. Nothing will go up. So I'm dry heaving. It was very, very bad. Like, okay, we'll get you something for the nausea. We'll get you something for the pain. They come in, they get the nausea medication. They get me something for pain. starts to relieve itself. I'm like, okay, thank God. Another PA walks in the room. Guys, I have nothing against PAs. It's just I prefer to be seen by a doctor. And I'm not saying all doctors are good either, because I've had some horrible doctors. I've had horrible nurses. I've had horrible NPs and PAs. So it's nothing against PAs. But when I'm going to, I want to be seen by a doctor, period. Another PA walks in the room. He's like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm feeling better, but I just do not feel well. Touches my tummy. It's really painful, even to the touch, even after taking morphine. I was like, let's get some labs drawn. I'm like, can you please check my pancreas? I think something's going on with my pancreas, because you can develop pancreatitis while taking doxycycline. I did not figure that out until over halfway through my course of doxycycline. Okay, he was like, okay, I'm gonna get some labs drawn. I'm like, can you please draw these particular labs? We don't do this particular lab, but we do this particular lab. Okay, just do some labs, sir, please. I'm like, what can you do? A CT scan. He said, okay, I can do a CT scan, but I'm also going to do an ultrasound to see what's going on with your body. Great. At this point, my husband and son are back in the hospital, but I have not seen them yet because I've been taken for an ultrasound. Do the ultrasound, send me back to my room. Come get me again. Take me for a CT scan. Back to my room. All right, it's discharge time. Okay, no, before discharge time. They come back. No, I was telling my husband, please, can you let them know? This is about 5, maybe 6 hours in now. Please go get the doctor or somebody. My pain is starting to come back. I'm in a really lot of pain. Like, this is, I don't know what. You give me some pretty strong medication, but now the pain is coming back. Everything is not good. The nausea's coming back, everything. So they come back in. And they give me something. No, they did not give me anything for nausea. They gave me something to soothe my intestinal tract. Okay, I'm like, I don't need anything for my intestinal tract. It's here, not down there. But I'm like, fine, whatever. This is the ER. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to push you in, push you out. So I take the medication, and they give me this medication called Bentyl, which is for IBS. I'm like, why are you giving me something for IBS? They were like, well, it'll help. So they give me that, and it did make me feel better initially, unless it just amped up the morphine. But as soon as I got in my car to go home, the pain started to come again. So the Bentyl actually did nothing. But prior to discharge, the PA then steps back into the room. We checked all your labs. All your labs are normal. Everything is fine. Your ultrasound was fine. Your CT scan was fine. Everything is fine. We don't really know what's going on with you. Just follow up with the specialist, your primary care doctor, and take it from there. I'm like, okay. So I go home feeling absolutely horrible. The next day, no, as I'm driving home, you guys, I turn on my car light. At this point, it's like really, really late at night, almost headed to the next day. I'm like, let me read over my paperwork, because something is just not right. Something is just not right. So I'm reading over my paperwork. My paperwork says diagnosis, gastritis. I don't really think I had gastritis, but I think they needed to put something there to soothe egos, put something down. I did my doctor work today, or PA or NP work today. Gastritis. I don't have gastritis. This is not what this is. Something is really, really wrong. There's a difference between feeling like, oh, I just have something going on up here, and something's really not right. Please help me. And because I'm not the kind to go to the doctor. So I knew something was really, really wrong. And I'm flipping through the paperwork. I come to my labs. Red. All the labs are wrong, bad. But according to the PA, all my labs were normal. Okay? What is all of this? So now I'm reading over my ultrasound. and my CT scan. Impression, which is basically what they see, was I have kidney stones in both of my kidneys and tubes. I have an ovarian cyst. Again, I have an enlarged fatty liver. Take that in for a second. I'm in the ER. All my labs are fine. Nothing's wrong with me. Follow up with my PCP. I checked the report for myself. I have bilateral kidney stones, which I've had before in my life, and that is not fun at all. I would rather give birth naturally, which if you know anything about me, I am not a natural. Give me what I need to make me feel better, and let's keep it moving. Ovarian cyst and an enlarged fatty liver. Going back to the ER, he even states, your pancreas looks fine, your gallbladder looks great, no stones, nothing. Never said anything about my liver. According to the report, they can even see my pancreas because my liver was so enlarged. So how can you say my pancreas is normal if you couldn't see it? Mr. PA guy. So now I am on the hunt for answers. I follow up with a gastro doctor this week because they can take a look at liver issues and things of that nature. It's very, very, very hard to find a hepatologist in my area. If they are here, their reviews are extremely bad, and I don't have the patience, the time, or the wherewithal to deal with that. So I'm following up with the gastro doctor this week. I am now on the hunt to find a urologist in regards to my kidney stones, because I have passed a kidney stone before, and it's extremely, extremely bad. I don't want to have to deal with that ever again in my life. And I need to follow up with my OB doctor in regards to my ovarian cyst. I have to go back and look at my paperwork to see how big this cyst is again. But right now, I think my primary concern is everything that's upper. Whenever I eat, I get extremely full, extremely fast. It hurts after I eat right up in here. It takes me forever to eat the smallest amount of food. Not because I'm not having GERD, I'm not having any of that. It's just very, very tender. It hurts. It's painful to the touch and when I eat. It's hard for me to drink a lot of liquids now in bulk like I used to, because I can't put too much down there because it hurts. So that's where we're at in my journey. I wanted to come in and update you guys, and I will definitely keep you updated after my appointments this week with a doctor, so he can see what's going on with me. I have a list of questions I need to ask him, things that I think possibly needs to get done. We're going to collaborate with that to make sure I'm getting the best care possible. Again, not playing Google Doctor, because if you play Google Doctor, they're going to tell you everything is bad, bad, bad. Don't do this, don't take that. But when you come with knowledge in regards to healthcare, and you're not leaning towards one side, you kind of know how to put the pieces together. So that's where I'm at in my journey for my health. I know I need to get the weight off. I'm working on the weight. I'm actually starting to lose now, but the minute I started to lose, it's like something tried to set me back. So that's where I'm at in this journey. And I will definitely keep you guys updated. I do have an appointment with the GI doctor this week. Hopefully we can get some things moving quickly before my son starts back to school, because he is homeschooled, and I take that very, very, very seriously. I don't like any interruptions in his schedule. But we're going to do what we need to do to get to where we need to get some answers, to get these things resolved. My husband is kind of pushing some of his, I don't want to say pushing some of his things back, but he want to kind of get through next month. We have some things going on next month that we need to attend to. So he wants to push his treatment back because we'll be traveling and things for that nature. And he doesn't want to do it in the middle of a treatment because you really, really, really can't. So he'll come back and update you in regards to his stuff. I will keep you updated in regards to my situation. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I have to take care of 3 new health issues, which is the enlarged fatty liver. And mine is non-alcoholic, by the way, because I do not drink at all. There's 2 types of fatty livers, one that can lead to cirrhosis and one that's just caused by like other things. Could be diet related, could be weight related, it could be a lot of different things. But the enlarged fatty liver, the bilateral kidney stones, and the ovarian cyst. So please keep me in your prayers. And I will keep you updated in regards to things that are going on with me. Until the next time, you guys, have a wonderful day. God bless you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.